Joby TelePod. This looks like a GoPro mount. The Joby TelePod Pro kit comes in what you see here and a GoPro mount. After using this outside just to see how it functions as a selfie pole and as other uses that is advertised by Joby, I find this to be an ineffective product for that, and it's quite cheap, surprisingly cheap and flimsy. So for the thing that's the cheapest and the most undurable and doesn't feel sturdy is the actual pole itself. So the pole extends. This whole thing goes to be around 27.5 inches long. And if you want to have a selfie stick, so you're walking around, you're hiking, and you want to put a camera at the end, the camera, even your phone, will be pretty heavy. And this is not that sturdy at all. This is a very hollow pole here. And even the locking mechanism to lock it, you can see here it says you twist one way to lock, you twist the other way to open. So when I twist it this way, they're all loose. And then when I twist it the other way, they're all tight. But the twisting part, there's no clicks to it. So you don't really know when it's completely locked in. So I'll be walking around holding this, and then depending on how I'm holding it, I could accidentally twist it and then the whole thing collapses, which has happened. These pocket cameras that are a little heavier than a phone, so this is a G7X Mark II with just a battery, no microphone, nothing, none of that. I screw it on here, and this is really heavy. For the Joby, the max capacity payload for the Joby on the website says it's 2.2 pounds, which this is significantly under, but I find this to be heavy when it's fully extended. And now the other parts is the locking mechanism of the ball mount is also not robust. It's not tight. You have to really tighten the grip here for it not to spin and turn. And there's two parts to it. There's the ball mount that they're spinning, and then there's the mount that's screwed onto the head here, the base. So when I open it up like this, so for example, I'll tighten this as tight as I can make it, and then the ball mount is secure, it won't move. But then this moves, and I can't control this. When I turn it, you know how you got to turn it one way to lock it. So then when I turn it really tight, then it seems to lock. But then this is a very temporary grip. Once I start moving around and get wild with it, let's say you're a skater and you want to record yourself skating, skateboarding, or cycling, and you put your camera or your GoPro or your phone at the end and you extend it as far as you can go, and then you're on rough terrain and you start shaking like this, the shake will eventually collapse it. So using it that way, I don't think it's a good idea for this product. It's really cheap, and then even when it opens like so, the thing that's not great about this is that the center column that extends prevents it from standing on its legs, on its tripod legs, because the middle column hits first. So then you have to unscrew it and then push it up, and then it can be used the way it's supposed to. And when you collapse it, there's this hollow area. The grip is still good when the center column is fully extended, which is like a sword actually. And it's fine. This is good, but it's not sturdy. It's not locked in. It's still really flimsy. No matter how much I turn it, if I shake it a little bit, it will collapse. The legs here go in two settings. There's the first setting, and then it goes lower like that with a lower base, which is great. It seems to be nice. It gets pretty low, but the center column is just way too flimsy. So why am I keeping this? I'm keeping this for the one situation where I think this is good for, and that is to put web cameras on a desk. I'm shooting a lot with web cameras now, and here's my current setup. Here's a Logitech 930E, and I have it mounted to an Israeli arm with a clamp here, and I just clamp this to a desk, and then that's how I prop it open. But I would like to be more portable and have adjustable height. I can't adjust the height on this because this is already a fixed length. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to unscrew the Israeli arm from the base of the webcam. And then now I'm going to attach this part to the webcam. Tighten that. And there we go. Now I have this web camera, which is very light. It's much lighter than the GoPros, much lighter than pocket cameras. And I'm going to mount this on my desk in front of my computer. And that's how I do conference calls. And because this grip here is rubber, it seems to absorb all of the shakiness, the bumps when I bump my table. And this is the reason, this is the purpose I think the Joby TelePod is ideal for. Another more, I tried to do something similar to this by getting some different parts from other pieces. So here's a Oben BD1 head with a base, Oben base, and then I have an Insta360 pole. This is their long pole. I have an Insta360 camera, and this is the pole that you use when you want to make it invisible. But anyways, I found that I wasn't using it that often, so I just hacked this pole, I threw on this base, put on that ball mount, and it's become a really sturdy desk webcam holder. I'd screw in a webcam here. But this one seems a little bit better for this particular specific purpose. Right on my desk. So for this purpose, this product is A+. Everything else that's advertised on the Joby site for this product, not so good.